nobody ever teaches you how to be confident. They just sit there and tell you to believe in yourself. But if you're like me, that never truly works. I remember in my 9th grade year, going into AAU, I put so much work in. Like I'm talking about, it was 4 days, making 1,000 shots a day, and I felt like I was so good to finally take over and make myself known as a player. But when the games finally came around, I have never, and I mean never, played that bad in my life. For some reason, even though I put so much work, all my confidence was gone. I couldn't even trust my own shot, couldn't trust my own handle. It also didn't help we were in Atlanta for me to go up there and just play terrible the whole entire weekend. I remember after every single game, my self-worth just slowly faded. I would have to walk back to the hotel and I was so embarrassed I wouldn't even talk half the time. All my teammates would go out to go eat dinner and I just went to the hotel because I felt like I just didn't deserve to go eat with them. This pattern carried on for about 3 years, up until my junior year, until I finally broke through it. You see, confidence isn't a feeling, it's a system. The reason I wasn't confident in myself was because I just couldn't trust my word in anything I did. I would say I was going to do things and I never did. Even though I was working out so much and making so many shots in a day, they were all half-assed. And not just that, I was doing all the physical training, but I wouldn't work on my mind at all. To be fair, I didn't even know mental training was a thing until my junior year. And when I found out about it, I went all in and it transformed everything. There's many different ways to build up your mind, but here are the 4 that I found that work the best. The first one and the most simplest one is meditation. It's so simple, yet it's low-key kind of hard to do. Especially at the time, I would be on my phone scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, watching so many YouTube videos. I never spent any time sitting with my own thoughts. To be fair, the idea of it seems so stupid. I feel like I didn't even need to do it, but in reality, I was just lying to myself because I genuinely just couldn't do it. I remember the first time I tried it, I sat there for about 30 seconds and then I looked at the timer because I felt like an hour passed by. And when that happened, I realized there's a really big issue. So ever since then, I made the promise to myself that I was going to meditate every single day. Even if it was for 5 minutes, something was better than nothing. And when I started doing that, my mind just became so much clearer, it became so much freer. And when I stepped on the basketball court, all that overthinking, all that clutterage in my brain just slowly faded away. The game slowed down, my shot felt smoother, everything just started flowing so much freer than it ever felt before. And that was the first step to me playing to my full potential. The second thing I did was journaling. Once again, I know it seems so stupid and so naive, but true confidence comes from trusting your own word. How many times have you said you're gonna do something and you forget about it halfway through the day, and by the time the day ends, you never did it? Every time you do that, every time you say you're gonna do something you never did, it slowly destroys your trust in yourself. It's like your friend constantly telling you he's gonna do something and he never does it. Eventually you're just not gonna trust him anymore. And that distrust doesn't just happen in life, it carries onto the basketball court too. So many players sit there and have confidence issues on the basketball court just because they don't ever show up when they say they're going to show up. So what I did in this journal was I wrote 3 goals that I wanted to do by the end of the year. And underneath that, I wrote 3 tasks that I was gonna do every single day to get closer to those goals. And when I finally finished writing those down, I wrote a schedule of what my day was going to be like so I can complete those tasks. Although I wasn't perfect, I tried my best to do it. And then at nighttime, I would sit there and write down what my actual schedule looked like. And over time, those 2 schedules started to match up more and more. And all that was me seeing in real time, me following my own word more. And the more and more I did it, the more confident I became, not just as a person, but as a basketball player. The third thing was tracking my performance, not just in game stats, but how I was doing mentally throughout the whole entire game. At the end of every single game, I'll sit down with a notebook and I'll track how I felt when certain things happened. If I missed a shot, the thoughts that went through my head. If I got dunked on, how I felt. I wrote down every single emotion and every single thought that I felt, positive and negative, and the outcome to all of those in full detail. And by doing this, you slowly start to understand yourself more as a person and as a basketball player. You'll know how you react in certain situations, and you can use it as a tool to finally understand yourself and your emotions so you can stop letting your emotions control you. Because I don't know about you, but me personally, my emotions literally carried me as a person and as a basketball player. My emotions were everything. I was 100% dictated by how I was feeling in that current moment, and that affected my game so much. And now the 4th thing that completely transformed my game in ways I never thought was possible was creating an alter ego. In moments I felt like me myself as a person, I wasn't enough. So I grabbed a notebook and I wrote down who I wanted to be. And every single time I stepped on that court, I did everything I could to be able to perform like that player. I gave this alter ego a name. I wrote down exactly how he talked, how he walked, how he carried himself, what he did in certain situations. And my goal was in every single game, I had to execute like that person. And over time, after all the workouts, after all the practices, and after all the game, I started developing and becoming more and more like this person. Basically, this practice is just method acting. You're method acting your way until you eventually become that player and that person. And when I finally applied all these 4 things, the game clicked. I had my best season ever in high school and AAU. I averaged over 30 points a game. I got noticed from a whole bunch of colleges, and I finally started playing free to the potential that I knew I was always able to. Basically, my whole life changed, because not just on the basketball court, but in real life, I've never felt that good as a person. I get where you are right now. Trust me, I was there. Just not knowing what to do, knowing you're better than how you go and act in games, but when you hop in a game, like, you just start shaking, your legs get weak, you just get all tense, and trust, bro, I can't even say it. I know it's frustrating, because I live that same thing, and I know it feels like there's no way out, but trust me, I'm telling you, there is a way out. And it's so much simpler than you think it is. It's just nobody teaches you the tools that you need to be able to get out. And that's why I built a community called Project MindState, where I teach you one-on-one exactly how to break through and finally play to your potential. And not just that, I have a community of amazing players in there that have the same mindset and tenacity towards the game that you do. So there's a link in bio to join the community, and I can't wait to see you there.